Are we live? Okay. Hello there. Let me just make sure at the right volume for the headphones. Hello, everyone, and welcome to the Brandy Show. Can I be honest with everyone? Sometimes I'll make my show notes, like in the description, and then I'll forget what it was. But don't tell nobody. Okay, so if you can hear this, matter of fact, give me a second because I don't need to find out later how it sounded. The AC is necessary up in here, so give me a second. And if you left, don't come back. I'm kidding. But I'm not. I'm really not. I'm coming back. It's freezing in here, you guys. Burr. Burr. It was cold, but that's how they like it here. All right, here I am. So I'm just waiting like a few minutes. Just waiting. Gonna start doing that from now on, just waiting. But up until then, what y'all want to talk about? Did you hear about Wendy Williams? Can you believe her? The audacity. But I always knew, even as a young person growing up into adulthood, that people will do things just to be relevant. And it's like never going to be okay. It's never going to be the end thing to do. It's desperate. If you go, now, if you're just a piece of shit, that's be a piece of shit. But if you're not a piece of shit, and you do piece of shit stuff to be relevant, then you need to call it a wrap. Retire. Because if you're willing to look like a horrible person to be relevant, then you have lost before you even started. Get to getting. Because some things aren't acceptable. I mean, what she said wasn't acceptable. Miss Williams, I have never disrespected you. I've never had anything bad to say about you because I don't you do you, but come on. I don't play that shit. I don't condone humiliating people. And then this young man with a sways. Forgive me if I said his name wrong, but to the family, I apologize for that coming from a human being. That disrespect. That's some disrespectful stuff, Miss Williams. And you can say what you want to say. You can say more stuff to try to humiliate, but you have to sleep with you at the end of the day. And let's be honest, if that was your family, your kids, your people, you wouldn't like that. Treat people how you want to be treated. I know I would never say treat somebody's, demise, death in such a wretched way. I wouldn't do it to you. You know what I mean? I wouldn't. People said they weren't surprised that she did that. I keep thinking that nothing will surprise me even more, but people just do. I promise you, there are other ways to be depending on how you're trying to be relevant. And if your relevancy is gained by, if they're really willing to, because you're going to get canceled. People are going to cancel you because people don't play that mess. People have children, people have families. And when you don't considerate and they're so vile. Who you think gonna want to have anything to do with you? But it make if your name is in people's mouths, people don't care. Well, you when you need to answer to the person you need to answer to, and you know who you need to answer to. Good luck with that shit. That's all I'm saying. Treat people how you want to be treated because as soon as somebody gives that disrespect or that inhumane bone, you're not going to be happy about it. But then you have to stop and ask yourself, well, have I given that same energy? I think people at the beginning and the end of the day should ask themselves, I don't care who you are, what color, what gender, what race you are. If you're a hateful person, you need to go fix it. Get your life, okay? Color should not make you hate somebody. That's the dumbest shit I ever heard in my life. You could spend your time on something way more educated than blaming somebody for the color of their damn skin, okay? Get your life. And on top of that, for people that think that they should get a crying award of the freaking year when you give out that negative energy, please take several seats and bring your own because I am not contributing any of my seats anymore. I just can't condone ignorance. I can't condone hatred. I can't condone, you can't kill hatred with hatred, ignorance with ignorance. And I think that's what we're missing in humanity. Like we keep repeating the same cycle and we're like, what are we doing wrong? You know, people think they're getting closer to the answer with this racism and hatred. And I'm like, we could be. I appreciate that black people are learning more about their history. I'm all for it. Get it. Take it. You know what I mean? Because too much has been taken from us. I don't care what anybody has to say or try to minimize that we have not been taken through the ringer. Please don't ever try it. You will get red here. You know what I mean? As so many other races, we know this, but let's not act like we don't know what's up and what's going on right today when it comes to the black culture. Nobody likes us. Why can't we get this through the head? Everybody wants to. I'm a victim of racism, and when you know you're not, don't please don't make me take you to school and give you the definition, the true definition of what that is. You may have prejudice against you, but not everybody has experienced racism. Take several seats, and if you would like to get a seat, you more than willing to pull up to because I'm a teacher and I teach. I don't just talk. So thank you. Let's move on. So what's the title of my show? Um, well, we know. I do like to talk about what I'm grateful for and the people that I appreciate and like to give shots out to. And so I thought I would start with things that I'm seeing. First, I want to give a shout out to my dear friend, um, Miss Chrissy, Cipher Knowledge, because this young woman, this young mother, grandmother, young woman, she's about to be a grandmother again with, I think it's twins. Daughter's doing great. And I just wanted to say congratulations. I saw the pictures. Let me tell you guys what's happened here with me and Chrissy, which I screwed it up. And that's another reason why I was crying at the airport because I knew how important it was for us to meet up. And I tried my best. But things happen for a reason. You know, she was supposed to pick me up in Jersey, and I was supposed to go back to her house. So, Chrissy, I'm gonna hit you up to tell you about my when I go back. Maybe something can happen before I get back. You know what I mean? That we could see each other because I don't want to come this far. I'm coming back, but I don't want to come this far and not get to give you a hug. I'm not gonna cry. I'm gonna cry. I'm gonna freaking cry. Yeah. So that was something I was so I was obviously I was excited for meeting my real wise fam. Um, it's been time of my life. I mean, it's not like I'm out here going like woo, but just being in the same vicinity and being closer to them has changed my mindset. You know, us girls connecting, I definitely, that's got to happen. So before I get up out of here, Miss Kissy, we got to meet up. So shouts out to your amazing family and everything and your daughter. And very happy for you. And just want to tell you that. Keep doing what you're doing. I love you. I had to take a breath. I was like, um, but yeah. I'm still taking a breath right now. I'm like, I'm old, y'all. I feel like leaving this just to go get some water. Is that unprofessional? Because I'll do it. um, let's carry on. I want to give my love and my thanks and my shots out to some amazing people right now. And I just want you to know this. You're going to hear about these people a lot. You know, when I first started teaching, okay, when I even got okay, so when I was a little younger, right, I had extern like in daycare. Like I knew that I was going to be involved with like working with children somehow, like medical. I was going to be in pediatrics, and so I got a gist of everything. To be completely honest, because I went to school for medical, and then extern and did all my stuff. And I remember all the experiences I had. I remembered working with EKGs. I remember working with specimens. I remember everything coding that I did not and I did like. I remember working with children. I remember having to be there and hold a baby as she got her vaccinations. I didn't like it, and I said I never wanted to be a part of that again because when we take our kids to get their shots or the vaccinations when they're babies, they scream, they pass out. This it's a whole experience, especially with like a newborn. I remember with my son. But I remember having to hold that little baby girl, and because she was like, ah, I remember having holding my own kid. He used to like dart underneath the table, and this wasn't not that long ago. Not this roundabout, but it was something I didn't like. I didn't like it. I felt bad. Even you know what I mean. Just I felt bad, just because I knew the baby didn't know. Um, as far as that, I knew that I was going to be working with children. And so when I was in high school, closer to, senior, I had went to this one school. Shouts out to Mark Twain. You know why I ended up there because that's another story. I can't wait to share this with the younger people. But I ended up there, and I was in the daycare. Well, actually, before that, working in the daycare part of the school because there was actually people that had kids that could bring their child there. I didn't have my baby until 27. Not saying anything. I'm just saying I didn't have a child until I was 27. But I was in school when I was pregnant with my son. Funny story. I'm going to tell you guys about that too. But where was I? So yes, but prior to that, in high school, I also had an extern working in a preschool. So I just knew, right? And so before I got this job in 2000 and what 12, 11, it was a while ago, right? I had went to school for business, finished it up. I'm a go getter, so I implant myself where I want to be. So everything that work planned, I put myself in those positions. If networking is something I don't really talk about, I just do. I just know where to be, how to be, and I'm genuine. And so I got what I needed, where I needed to be when it came to business school and putting myself in the right places. Got the externship I wanted. God works. You got to follow Him. Things happened there in front of my very eyes that eventually happened to me. But my son was in school, very active mother while my son was in school. So every day in the morning before I went to school, because I was taking transportation, you know what I mean? Because I had no problem with that. I'm gonna go get her. I'll get up at 3 a.m., 4 a.m. because it's not about the ride; it's about the dedication, or maybe the ride too. But I'm no stranger or what's the word I'm thinking of? Like ashamed or anything about some people. Like, I would never get on public transit. But you better go get it because I was getting it. I made it to work every day on time, 4 a.m., getting to work at 6. Don't play with me. Um, so I would drop my son off and then I would go to school, my business school. And this was what he was in kindergarten, so I was going to school for business, honor roll student, you know how I got to. Uh, and that was that. I initially went for criminal justice because even at heart, that's what I know my law. I study stuff. I try to keep myself stagnant, but I thought I'd be good. But I did some research that led me to just go. I made it into the program, which was amazing because some people don't. Because you have to have when you take a certain test and they ask you certain stuff. I got it on the first one because it was common sense to me. But business worked out better. And never and anybody in life should know business. I don't know how I made it through because I suck at math, but accounting was fun. It had basic math. Man, I made a lot of friends in that group. I had a lot of friends in that. I had a good time in that school. But I had a lot of friends because we had to come together and make this math make sense. But I was on honor roll. And the thing where I'm trying to get to right now is that I did all that, right? And I would be at my son's school even after school. I go pick him up. I would stick around. I would even in preschool before he got to pre-K and kindergarten, all that stuff. I would always be the mom that would volunteer. I thought it was the time of my life. I do that stuff now. I love it. I love the whole PTA. They don't do that anymore. I'm going to bring that back up. That's some stuff right there. The parents, we got a whole new generation. The old school parents is asleep. Or I don't know what they're doing. Tired. I don't know. But these new schools, you can't carry on a torch that you were never given. So, make a long story short, I was there and I had always told the principal, shout out to Sheila Malvo, Evangeline Roberts, we're not any longer, but that school will always be alive here. She and to Miss to Miss Celia. Thank you so much. Love you guys to pieces. You believed in me and gave me a chance to flourish my wings in my teaching area because I always told Miss Melville, I said, look, if you ever need anybody, he just give me a ring, because I think I wasn't working there anymore. Something happened. I'm going to talk about that story because remember, it's about being transparent for me and why I didn't have that job anymore that I worked so hard to get. But setting myself up and being the genuine person I was and just being around. I remember Miss Cofield. Shouts out to Mater Cofield in the building. Check out her books. One of the best teachers she taught me. Um, one day I walked in. They said, "You ready?" sometimes I would drop my son off in PJs. I wasn't that mom, but sometimes I'd be like, "I got to. I'm tired." But that day I was ready. I was suited and booted, and I wasn't even knowing that I was suited and booted. And Miss Cofield came up to me. She said, "You ready?" I said, "For what?" She said, "They didn't tell you?" She's like, "Oh, well, you'll be in this classroom, blah, 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 blah." I was like, bet. And from there on, my journey in teaching flourished. I learned a lot. I'm not going to say I'm the best, but ask any teacher, any principal, any school that I have been at, which was 2. Shout out to um, Holly Drive. I'm going to give my shots out because I had an amazing. Everything's not always going to be good, but I loved my students. I loved the experience. I love the opportunities I was given. As I've grown more now since the time apart, I wouldn't probably have changed anything that happened because I learned from it and I'm a better person because of it. And even if things weren't as good as they should have been, I definitely am grateful to the people that at least believed in me. So shouts out to Holly Drive too. Um, so yeah, that's where I started off, was at Evangeline Roberts. Had an amazing experience, amazing women teaching me my classroom management. Shouts out to McKinney Cunningham. And I just really wanted just to tell Miss Malvo, thank you very much for everything you've done and you did for me, and you still do, because she's still in my life. So see her. I haven't seen her lately because I'm in another state. But prior to this, I mean, she's in my son's life on a regular, since he's been what, kindergarten. So she's watched him grow into a young man. That's pretty amazing. Um, there's so many more people that I would love to, that I am going to. I just know I've followed the minutes. I have a partner, a team that I make sure that they can set our shows up to where they run smoothly on our radio. So when I broadcast live, I want to be able to use it on the radio as podcasting. So always know there's a part, there's more parts. I'm just going to be more live, and know that you can always come on with me. I am more than welcome to have anybody and everybody on that wants to share, be a part of, which that will be. Um, as far as any announcements, I just want to give shout out to Real Wise Productions. I want to give a shout out to I'm out of breath again. I want to give a shout out to my family, that I got close to during this whole pandemic. You know that this was an experience for the world, and the two people that I was I'm gonna say three, because me and my son spent so much more time together. Just to watch him grow. Of course, there's more work to be done. He's a young man, but he's an amazing young man, and it's been a pleasure to watch him grow. And for some people that have not seen him in a long time, that short, young little guy has got a deep voice, and now he's taller than me. So just put that in your mind, because some people are like that. That's been his thing, was just, you know, will I grow? You know, and then you got mean people in the world, and so yeah, my baby grew. Now what? What's up? Kidding. But two other people that mean the world to me: Wise from Stuck in My Mind podcast, and Real Wise TV, Real Wise Radio, Real Wise Production, and Poppy J from Talking Real 1000, Real Wise Radio, Real Wise Production, and Plush. And be aware of his book that's coming out. And just know that this is not a joke. This is not a drill. This is real. And if you want to be a part of, then follow. Check us out. Um, but yeah, those are my people. And I traveled, and I've not done this for anybody in the world, but these two, that I got my tail on a plane and said it only made sense. You just can't build with people that long through a whole pandemic, see them every day online, but in the studio, you feel like you're right there with them, going through everything together, building, believing in one another, and building a village, building a family, and sticking together, watching some people not, some do, but hey, we're still here, and that's what matters. And that's why I'm here, because that's how dedicated I am to the family. And I just want to say thank you to you guys for making me feel a part of, introducing me to your families, embracing my son. And there's no turning back or going back at anything. This is family for life. I do anything for you guys. You mean the world to me, and your children, your family. And once again, thank you so much for believing in me and loving me. Not gonna cry. Not gonna do that. Hold that thought. Okay, because I'm a crier and I will too. I will let it. If I'm gonna do something, I'm gonna do it right. So if I was about to sit here and cry, it was gonna be cute. Okay, I was like, a little tear came out. But anywho. So yeah, always down for that, for the Real Wise family. Um, you always see me smile when I talk about it because it's been like I don't know what would have happened, and I'm not. Things happen for a reason. God works. He does what he does, and I know this is not no mistake because if it wasn't for I was already doing my thing, and then here they come. You know what I mean? And automatically from day one, from the very first day that I spoke with them and I did a podcast with them, I have not spoken to them since. I don't even think they even realized that I wasn't going nowhere when I first heard about it. I was like, well, this is it's gonna work. This is what you're looking for. Here she is. I always wanted to connect with somebody. I had not been connecting like firmly. Like I have my people, my friends, my bestie, Dawn Moultrip. She is definitely going to be on my ladies' night show. So we'll talk about that soon. But I've met so many amazing people. And I'm going to be honest. I met them through a person that if I would have met Steve Joyner, thank you so kindly because I'm always going to give you a shout out for the simple fact what you've done for sorry what you've done for me. You've not taken, you've given. You know what I mean? I know we haven't spoken in a while, whatever, but it's always love. I wouldn't know any of these amazing people that I know that I work with. 99, I would say 95 or 96% of anybody. I would say 99, 100% of anybody you've introduced me to has been somebody that I cherish and that I still have with me in my heart and in my life. And I'm always going to be grateful for that. So thank you so much. Now that's some stuff that'll make me cry because this has been the most amazing journey I've ever. It's changed me as a person, as a human being, as a woman, in all the relationships that I've created. You know, um, that's like the best part of podcasting for me. It's been all the friendships and all the relationships that I've made versus trying to stay relevant, keep my name in people's mouths. Like that just sounds thirsty. Sounds a little what's going on in your childhood you were deprived of. But yeah, I thank you everybody that listens, tunes in, and there's more to come. This is a whole nother mind frame, a whole nother mindset. And I do a lot. And the people that know that I do a lot, thank you for acknowledging that I do a lot. Um, this is no joke for me. But I do know that I won't lose myself. Like I am genuinely who I am and I give a shit about people. And that's why I do what I do. So on that note, let's see what I've gotten here. 25, 30. I'm just gonna end it at 30. Let's go ahead and shut this down. So coming this week, I have my premiere of A Lady's Life. That's our radio show for Real Wise, original content, Real Wise Radio. Um, so I'm doing it something like this. It's gonna be like a premiere, but the premiere is not gonna be on the radio, but the premiere will be a podcast on the radio. But I'm doing a video. So I have some guests. If you're out there and I've already talked to you, be prepared because a lady's life is all about fun. If we happen to cry, we happen to cry. But it's really not about crying. It's about ladies enjoying being ladies and saying, okay, I'm not your wife right now. I'm not your mom. I'm a person and I'm about to do me and I'm about to laugh, make crank calls or whatever we want to do. We're going to have a good time being ladies and whatever that comes with and letting people know who we are and what we want because everybody seems to have it all figured out what a woman should be. And that shit is about to stop. So until next time, y'all, peace. Whew, make it make sense. Make it make sense. I'm about to let this hit the 30 mark exact because that's the least I know. I can always fix it. Oh, here we go. Here we go. All right, guys. Peace out.